You're listening to Her Confidence Her Way Podcast, episode 107. Hello, girlfriends. How are you doing? Thank you so very much for listening to Her Confidence Her Way Podcast. I am your host, Emiko Rasmussen. 皆さんこんにちは。Her Confidence Her Way Podcast ホストのエミコです。今日も皆さんフルに生きていますか？ For those who are living in the States, can you believe that this is the end of the school years already? It's just crazy to me. I thought that the school started just a few months ago or something, but it's just I blinked and it's done. My daughter is finishing up her 3rd grade, and my little one, she is graduating from the not the kindergarten, graduating from preschool so that she's going to kindergarten. I see a lot of students with like graduation pictures and stuff, so yeah, this is it. This is the end of the school years and the summer is starting. So that means it's June. もう6月ですね。日本に住んでいる皆さん、または他の国に住んでいる方で、学校の始まりが9月とか8月ではない方には、この時期はまだまだただ単に何でもない時期かもしれませんが、もう6月ということで、6月というともう2019年の折り返しでもある月です。Can you guys believe this? I know. Yeah. 皆さんどうですか？ 6 月になりましたけれども、1月とか新年の抱負で何かやろうって思って決めたことがあって、何か一歩少しでも何か行動に移せていますか？それとも全く何にも考えないままこの月この年にまた年が新しい年をなんか流されるように過ごしているでしょうか？せっかく生きているなら I want you to have a vision. I want you to have something that moves you. I want you to have something that makes you excited or makes you feel happy. なのでみんなでビジョンボードを作るチャレンジをやろうと思っています。で、ビジョンボードって言っても聞いたことあるかもしれないし、聞いたことない人もいるかもしれないのですが、ビジョンボードっていうのはやりたいな、何かこう自分でこんな、生活ですね、自分のライフでこんなことを夢に達成したいなっていう目標をビジュアライゼーションにする、こう目の前に見えるように、それがインスピレーションとかそれがモチベーションになって、あ、そうだ、これが自分のやりたいことなんだ、さあじゃあこれを頑張ってみようっていう、そういうものなので、そういうものがないとなんかただ単に本当に生きているだけじゃつまらなくないですか？ Well, at least that's how I feel. If you are living without a vision, it's like you're just living without going anywhere. なのでI want you to have a vision. I want you to have a vision board. 私の会社でつい最近でもないか、何ヶ月か前かにビジョンボードのボードを、作ってくれて、って言っても本当に段ボールなんですけれども、ボードのサイズにしてそれを切って、それを私の働いてる、デパートメント、部署ですね。みんなに配ったんです。で、部署が30人以上いるんですけども、チームで。で、実際作った人は、なんと6人だけ、私を含めて6人だけだったんです。なので、こんだけたくさんの人がいるのに、なんで6人しか作らないかっていう、本当にありえない。私の中では、You should take some time to make it って思ったんですけれども、びっくりしました。6人だけ。で、他の人にじゃあなんで作らなかったのって聞いたら、なんか、I don't have time to do it っていう人もいれば、I've never really thought about it, so it's really hard to think about it っていう人もいるし、あとは、maybe I'll do it later that means never. なので、これを、つい最近このインスタで私は投稿したんですけども、この答えを解説すると、時間がないっていうのはただの言い訳。時間を作るもの。で、考え方がないっていうふうに考えたことがないっていう人は、Hey, it's a great opportunity to just think something. だし、後で作ろうと思うっていうと、もうこれはもうすでにもう2ヶ月ぐらい経ってからの写真なので、このビジョンボードが配られて。だから、この後で作るって、when, like, that means it's never なんですよね。なので、これってみんなで一緒に頑張ろうってやると多分もうちょっとできる人も増えるかもしれないので I'm inviting you. This is a free event, for anyone who is interested in 無料で、このビジョンボードを作る、チャレンジですねを私とやる人を今募集しています。興味のある方はニュースレターに登録してください。で、ニュースレターは私が毎週皆さんに本当にニュースレターっていうか本当に E メールです。私が思っている気持ちを心から皆さんのためにインスパイアするために書くレターです。なので、これに登録している方は、詳細がメールで来ます。で、まだニュースレターに登録されてない方はYou can go to www.herconfidenceherway.com または私のインスタの、バイオのリンクからもニュースレター登録することができます。チャレンジは6月10日からです。なので、今このポッドキャストを聞いていて、例えば6月10日過ぎてしまった方、If you still want to do it もしもまだやりたい人は、Just message me, I will let you in メッセージくれれば、そのグループに皆さんを入れますって変な日本語ですね。I will let you in 皆さんと一緒にできるように私の方でアレンジします。It's free, but free is a tricky one. Free っていうのはいいかもしれないけど、でも、ただだからいいやって言ってちょっと流しがちにしてしまったり、ただだから終わらせないっていうこともあるので、皆さん、I'm waiting for, I want someone who's really serious. Okay? Alright.Let's do a listener shoutout. Today's listener shoutout goes to ルカさんです。ルカさんは、このインスタのアカウントはルカ22. I hope your name is ルカ because I think it just says ルカ。こんにちは。先ほど初めてポッドキャストを聞かせていただき、すでにエミコさんの美しい明るさに魅了されている大学生です。現在私は日本人が一人もいないテキサスの大学でマーケティングを学ぶために1年間ですが、交換留学、そしてインターンシップ活動をしております。拙い英語の中で一人寂しく感じる時もありますが、ポッドキャストを聞いて私も笑顔で頑張ろうと思いました。これからも楽しみにしています。ということです。テキサス、日本人のいない、本当に日本人が一人しかいないとこって結構、英語は伸びるかもしれないですね。Because you don't have the time to really use Japanese. でも本当に日本人一人っていう環境って、もちろんいいポジティブな部分もあるんですけれども、やっぱり説明しなくても理解してくれる人がいた方が心強いかなっていうふうにも思うので、I hope, ルカさん、I hope you're doing great. I know I'm not in Texas, but I'm here. So if you feel like you want to talk, if you need some inspiration, need some boost, let me know. I'm always happy to send you something positive. Alright. Before we move on, I want to share something very exciting. 今、たくさんの女性の方がポッドキャストを始めています。で、もしもこのポッドキャストを聞いているあなたはおそらくポッドキャストのリスナーだと思います。なので今日は私のポッドキャスト以外におすすめのポッドキャストをご紹介したいと思います。今回のスポットライトポッドキャストのスポットライトははみ出し系ライフの歩き方。以前にゲストでピアレスゆかりさんが登場していただきました。で、その時に少しこのポッドキャストのことについてお話ししたんですけれども、現在、ピアレスゆかりさん、 カナダ在住のピアレスゆかりさんと福岡在住の須藤美香さんが送るちょっとフェミニスト系のポッドキャストです。いろんな社会の問題とか、ちょっと不思議に思ったこととかを結構トピックにしてすごく面白い、なんか考えさせてくれるストーリーがたくさんあります。なので、もしこのはみ出し系ライフの歩き方まだ聞いたことない人はぜひチェックしてみてください。You should definitely check it out. 子育てから、セクハラとか MeToo ムーブメントとか LGBTQ 人種差別とか本当にいろんなサブジェクト、トピック満載のポッドキャストです。I highly recommend it and let me know if you listen and make sure to follow their Instagram account はみ出し系 OK?Before we move on to the main topic, let's take a quick break. Are you living your life the way you want to live? Or are you following the life someone else told you to live? 自分に自信がなく自分を好きになることができない。こんな悩みを抱えていませんか？ Her Confidence Her Way では働く女性の自分探し、自分の価値観を理解するお手伝いをし、女性が自信を持って本当にやりたいと思っていることができるようにサポートし、生きがい、充実感のあるワークライフを応援しています。Her Confidence Her Way is all about helping Japanese working women to discover their true self so that they can see their own values and helping them to build their confidence to live the purposeful and meaningful work life they love. 自分らしくワークライフをクリエイトしていくための First Stepは自分の強みを理解すること。日本人一人しかいないコーポレートアメリカで働く中で痛い、恥ずかしい、そして悲しい思いを繰り返しながら自分を信じる力をゼロから積み上げていきました。その時に一番役立ったのが自己発見、Gifted Talent を探すことです。自分ができること、自分にしかできないユニークさを理解することによってどこにフォーカスを置いていいか、自分が今後どんなキャリア、人生を送っていきたいのかがよく理解できます。もっと自分らしく充実したワークライフをクリエイトしたいあなた、ぜひ私のニュースレターに登録して自分のギフトタレントを探すワークシートで新たな自分を発見してみてください。もちろん登録は無料です。登録は私のウェブサイト www.herconfidenceherway.com からできます。エピソードでお話しした内容、アドバイス、またはエピソードで出てきたリンク、他のサイトも私のウェブサイトで紹介しています。そしてこのエピソードがとっても役に立ち、もっと聞きたいと思った方はぜひこのポッドキャストをスポンサーしてください。私のウェブサイトからポッドキャストをサポートするをクリック。今後も私たちがポッドキャストを続け、より良いエピソードをお届けするためにもリスナーさんからの寄付をお待ちしています。最後にLet's connect with me on Instagram. 私のアカウントは @emiko-rasmussen EMIKO-RASMUSSEN です。DM からいただいたメッセージは必ずお返しします。Alright, don't forget to subscribe to this podcast. このポッドキャストの購読もお忘れずに。Now, let's get back to the show. Welcome back. 本日のゲストは立川あゆみさんです。あゆみさんのインタビューでは幼い頃に日本で生まれて、でアメリカに5歳の時に引っ越してきた彼女なんですけれども、その中でどんな経験をしたか、そしてこう自分のアイデンティティ、日本ジャパニーズなのかアメリカンなのかジャパニーズアメリカンなのか、自分は誰なのかっていうそういうアイデンティティクライシスみたいのがあって、その時に彼女がどうなって今はどんなどんな価値観を持っているかとかですね、あとは彼女のやっているビジネスについて、そして、彼女のそのジェネレーションなんですけれども、私のジェネレーションと彼女のジェネレーションっていうのはちょっと違くて、そのジェネレーションが違うだけで考え方、仕事に対しての価値観とかも違ってくるので、それについてもお話ししました。Here's my conversation with Ayumi. Enjoy!Hi, Ayumi. How are you doing? And welcome to Her Confidence Her Way podcast.
Thanks, Emmy. Thanks for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah. For those who are listening and who don't know about you, can you tell us about who you are?
Yes. I currently live in San Diego and I am a college consultant and educational planner. So I was born in Japan. I was born in Mieke, and I moved to Boston, Massachusetts with my family when I was 5 years old. And we went to school there and then also Japanese school on Saturdays. And then for my dad's job again, we relocated to San Diego. I've been living here since that would be what, 2001, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I've been living here ever since. I went to college in Virginia. I wanted something completely different. I wanted the Four Seasons. I was just sick of the sunshine all day long. So I went to college there. And then after I graduated in 2016, I came back here and kind of I found a job here and you know, developing my profession here.
I see. You just said something very interesting. You said you were so sick of the sunshine, so you you went out of somewhere different states. Like, what do you mean? You pay for this weather.
I know. It was just, I mean, I had to experience something different.
Yeah.
And when I was in college, everyone would, we would ask, "Oh, where are you from?" And I would say San Diego, and they would just look at me in disbelief, like,
Yeah.
"Why would you
Why?
ever leave San Diego
Uh-huh.
to come here?" It was so funny. But now that I've been on that other side and I'm back, I'm just like, you know what? San Diego is paradise, and I'm sorry I ever left. I will never leave you again.
Sometimes you just realize once you lose something really, really important, right? So you were
Exactly.
able to do that. That's amazing. So for those who are listening, I just wanted to do, it's not that like, you need this introduction, but Ayumi's mom was on my podcast.
Yeah.
It was back in episode 92. Hisako Tachikawa, she is your mom, like,
Yeah.
yeah. And her story was amazing, and so many people like messaged me and how her story was touched. So
Oh.
I just wanted to know, like, how is the relationship with your mom and stuff? Like, aren't you lucky to have a mom who is
Yeah.
like your mom, like, so amazing?
Yeah, oh, thank you so much for saying that. And I'm so glad that, everyone else found the story inspiring. I did too. And this is really, I told her this, but I actually didn't know her story as well as
Oh.
I thought.
Uh-huh.
So, getting the opportunity to listen to her, to the interview that you did with her, gave me more insight into the mom that, I've always had, but I just never knew the kinds of things that she was thinking and doing.
Mm-hmm.
And now that I've gotten older and I have a very close relationship with my mom, but it really brought a whole new meaning and understanding of the person that
Oh,
she is, thanks
yeah.
to your episode.
Oh, that's so, oh my gosh, thank you for telling me that. It's so nice
Yeah.
to hear. And I just loved how she did the letter. Do you even remember the letter that she was writing for you guys?
Oh, yeah, she said she put it in the lunchbox.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then like you guys had a chore, like, today. It's not like a big chore, but like, today you're gonna like, I don't know, like water the flowers or something like that. And then she was doing that. She said she was doing that in Japanese.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wow.
I
So,
mean, back then it was
uh-huh.
just, oh, it's another chore, how annoying. Kids they just don't get it. But like I said, as I've gotten older, it's like, just, as a mom, there's
Mm-hmm.
so many incredible things that all moms do.
Mm-hmm.
Kids don't understand until they get older. And I just have a newfound appreciation and
Mm-hmm.
just awe, real
Yeah.
awe for everything that she's done and everything that she continues to do.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'm just really glad that I get to witness that in person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's so cool. Thank you so much for sharing that. And
Yeah.
then, so, having a mom,
Mhm.
she was obviously from Japan, and you also grew up in Japan too until you said you were 5.
5.
Yeah. So like, how does that work? I mean, growing up in Japan, you were, I guess, like, yeah, just tell us about your identity wise. I mean, just me living, I came here when I was 20.
Mm-hmm.
And back then, when I think about myself, like, I really identify myself like, okay, I'm Japanese and that. But now I have been in the States for a while. So, like, I feel like now it's really hard for me to connect with, yes, I am Japanese, but sometimes like it's hard to connect with the way how Japanese people think. But then I'm not really fully American neither. Like, how would that work for you?
Oh my gosh, totally. I can relate to all of those feelings. And for me, it's really been like a long journey in a
Mm-hmm.
sense that, because I grew up in the US, because I was so young when I got here, a part of me felt like I should be more American, right?
Mm.
Because I've only spent 5 years in Japan, so it's like I should be more American. I should have a more like American mindset, American values. But then I look within and I see a lot of my Japanese side that still resonate with me and that's part of my identity. When I was in middle school and high school, especially, there was a part of me that like completely shunned my Japanese part.
Mm-hmm.
And because it was, in those ages, you just want to fit in, you want to be like everyone else. And so I wanted to pretend that I didn't have that Japanese part of me just so I could blend in with everyone else and say, I am American like you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it has, there's always been that struggle of like, who am I? And I think I always felt like I had to choose a side.
Mm.
So like you said, you just said you feel you are Japanese, but you don't feel connected and things like that. And me too, when I, would always look at those two parts of me, I was like, okay, am I more American, more Japanese? Like I felt like I had to choose one or the other.
Mm-hmm.
And by choosing one, then I couldn't be the other. So
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. I and that really helps me too. Like, before, I feel like I need to fit in to just one side, but then
Mhm.
now I'm really realizing, oh, I guess I can be either way. Like, how convenient is that? So, like, how, I know you said that you moved out of San Diego and you went to college there, and you had a lot of like kind of journey to go through and really figure it out who
Mhm.
you were and how how you identify yourself and all that stuff. So can you share a little bit more about your journey?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, in San Diego, California, there's so much diversity. And by diversity, I mean there's a huge Asian community, there's a
Mm-hmm.
huge Asian population. And so I never really felt like a minority in San Diego. When I went to Virginia, this was I mean, it's still considered, well, it is considered the South. So it's South, Southern, a lot. My college was predominantly white. I think at the time that I was there, it was like 7% Asian,
Mm.
which is like, that's unheard of in San Diego or in
Yeah.
California. And so experiencing that and being the only Asian person in a white classroom, that was an experience in and of itself. And when we would have discussions, my professor would look at me and expect to kind of represent the Asian race.
Oh,
And
really?
yeah, and when like in terms of just like discussion opinions, they I was kind of that token Asian person, which I had never been uh, in California. So that was also like, oh wow, like I really am Asian, clearly, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I bring a lot of that to the classroom, to the learning experience. But like I said, I was still dealing with the part of me that wanted to just fit in. So I was also kind of annoyed that my professors would, call me out or just expect me to have a different viewpoint because I look Asian.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
Yeah. So then, I mean, a part of me wanted to just be like, well, I grew up in the US, so
Yeah.
I wouldn't know, that
Yeah.
kind of thing. Um, so there was definitely a lot of that going on as well.
Yeah. Oh,
Um,
wow. Like I don't know. Sometimes, okay, I don't know if this story like really fit into this conversation, but sometimes like people would ask me an opinion from Japanese perspective, and but I don't necessarily think as a Japanese perspective. I just think as my individual own perspective. So
uh,
after I say it, like, oh, maybe Japanese people won't think this way neither. So maybe never mind. It's sometimes like confusing to me too. I don't know if you
yeah,
had that because
yeah,
you can't just represent all, right? That's
absolutely.
the problem with like unconscious bias and all that stuff too. Like, oh, you're Asian, so you're whatever that is, and just people assume that because you're Asian, this is how you think, this is how you behave, and this is what you can expect from you. But no, you are not just Japanese woman, you're so many other things. You are just like a gift, a package of everything. So like you can't just put one person into one category like that. It's just
Absolutely.
difficult.
Absolutely. And those labels are hurtful,
Mm-hmm.
you know, to ourselves the most because we feel like we have to play that role,
Right.
and even though we're not.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
if you do something that is not your social
Mm.
role as an Asian, and then you get almost like punished.
Yeah. Yeah, or shunned, right? Shunned
Mm-hmm.
from that
Yeah.
community that you thought you were a part of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. And you
So,
had to go through this as you were like, I mean, you were young. Obviously, you're young still, but like in a good way. But, going through that as a young woman, like that's also hard too. Like, what do you think? Or maybe just because these experience happened to you, now you feel, I don't know, you feel, I don't know what's the good word to put, like you are more like rich, you're a valuable person.
yeah. I mean, I definitely think that those experiences, gave me the opportunity to really look at what identity means to me, an opportunity to really understand who I am.
Mm-hmm.
And so in part of that journey, when I was in college, I also studied abroad to
Mm-hmm.
Switzerland. So being in Europe, that was a whole different thing because I had the Asian culture,
Mm-hmm.
right? I was born in the Asian culture. I've experienced a Western culture, and then now I was experiencing a European culture that was completely different from those two that I had experienced before.
Right.
So to be able to add a third component took me out of the space of having to choose a side. And as cliche as this sounds, I really felt like I was like, that I didn't even need a label anymore.
Ah, beautiful.
Like I was just, a global citizen.
Yeah.
Um, and so I really am so glad that I had that experience and that
Mm-hmm.
realization that, like, you know what? I am me through all of the experiences and with all that I, have gone through.
Right.
There's no need for me to say I am Japanese or I am American or even like Japanese American.
Mm-hmm.
That
Mm-hmm.
even that hyphen is like I felt like was unnecessary. Like now I have a part that, has experienced a European part and I learned the French language as well.
Mm-hmm.
So adding a third language to me also opened up a whole new world, and I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna choose. Like I'm me, just everything combined. Like you said, it was just we're more than just those labels and those stereotypes. I felt like it was okay for me to be whatever I
Mm-hmm.
want to be.
Yeah. Oh, that is so beautiful. I like that, the global citizen. And I I really hope that there are more people who would really understand or like see people in that way. Like I said earlier about the unconscious biases, like literally like just I'm not gonna share this, but like a situation happened like this. Like I just happened to see certain person and like, oh, well, this person must be this, and then I had to stop myself. Like, wow, like what am I doing? What am I thinking? It's so dangerous.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it really is.
Yeah. So, well, thank you so much for sharing that. So with that, based on those unique experience, like how are you using these gifts? That these experiences is something that like not everybody can, have. Not everybody can go through these experiences. So how are you using these experiences, and what are you like? What do you do now?
hmm so, like I said, I'm a college planning and educational consultant. My main job is to help students with the college application process, just to walk them through and really guide them. Um, and my service is geared especially for immigrant students.
Mm-hmm.
And Japanese students living in the U.S. have a special place in my heart.
Right.
Immigrant parents or immigrant students whose parents have not gone to the college in the U.S., right? So it's a very confusing process. And with everything that I've learned, everything that I've been through, I want to just help the family feel guided, to make them feel understood, and to really ease this entire process. And then the second component that I really value is that I want to prepare students not just academically, but also mentally for college and hopefully even beyond college. So, things that I talked about, as in identity and, those cultural
Mm-hmm.
experiences and that. How do you come to find your identity? How do you begin to understand yourself? All of those things I, share with the students, and hopefully the students are able to look at themselves in the mirror and begin to think about who they are
Yeah.
before they go to college.
Oh, that's so good. And you're just so perfect person to do this too.
I mean, I hope, yeah,
Yes,
this is something that I personally am so passionate about. I
I can
love,
hear. Yeah, your passion.
yeah,
Definitely.
I love to learn about, just culture, language, mindset, identity, all of these things, and education is a important component of it.
Mm-hmm.
And college, college is a very important experience, I think, in the shaping of your identity.
Yes.
So I just, that's really my my field of passion.
Yeah. Whenever you talk about your passion, your eyes, it's just like it lit up.
Oh,
I could imagine that if, especially a student, whose parents have never gone through college,
hmm
they have no idea. So you
yeah,
can't even like ask them for help, neither. I
yeah,
mean, I mean they could, but maybe the parents wouldn't be the first person to ask. So if
right.
that's the case, like who do I ask? Maybe you could set up an appointment with the academic advisor, but then they wouldn't be able to understand your unique situation neither.
Exactly. And that's exactly the situation that I found myself when I was in high school. I
Mm-hmm.
couldn't turn to my parents. As much as they wanted to help me, they didn't know.
Yeah.
And so who do I look to? I never was able to find someone who like had the similar experiences as me, who looked like me, who had been on that other side,
Mm-hmm.
who could guide me and show me the ways. And so the academic counselor at my high school, they felt distant. People,
Oh, yeah.
other counselors, they felt distant because I just felt like they wouldn't understand my unique story.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna throw like another like very cultural, I don't know, like a what's the word? Just like a bias thing. Have
Uh-huh.
you felt or have someone just assumed that you're academically okay? You're just because you're Asian?
Oh, wow. That's that's an interesting question.
Because I witnessed
Uh,
something when I was at college, like, all those international students, right? I was an international student, and the academic advisor kind of like mentioned, like, oh, those like international students, although English is their second language, but they're gonna be okay. Like, they're hardworking people. Like they almost kind of like dismiss that they don't need the help because
Yeah.
they thought that they're smart enough to figure it out. But I'm like, no, like I actually need some help, like, you know. And then don't put me in the same category as the other Asian students because I wasn't very academically advanced or anything neither. So I'm like, I need help.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
No, actually, you bring up such a good point because, I mean, obviously my situation is different because you came here at a, I came here at a much younger age. But when I was in elementary and middle school, my English and my grades were so good. You know, I was getting A's and everything was easy. In high school, there was just I felt an immediate, how would I say this? I felt like I couldn't keep up with the academics in high school. And I could clearly see this like distance growing between native English speakers and myself. And I mean, what it boils down to really is the level of vocabulary that, immigrant students have versus native English speakers have. And it's just a matter of exposure, right?
Yeah.
For American students, when they go home, their parents are using high-level vocabulary words, and so they're exposed to it more. As for us, we go home, we speak another language, which is so beautiful and great, but they're losing that opportunity to learn high-level vocabulary and just other things that could be useful in our academic life. So definitely, and I feel like teachers don't know this either, like when the students, from middle school or high school, there's definitely like a drop-off cliff from, and at least for me and with some of the students that I've seen too, it's just a matter of we need to be more intentional in the way that we study as academics get harder because we are, I don't want to say disadvantaged, but we have to be more intentional.
Right.
We can't do things that everyone else is doing.
Yeah. And then actually my sister-in-law, she's, I don't like to put it, but I'm just going to say it in the sake of it. She's American, but her cultural background is she's Chinese and Vietnamese. And her parents are the immigrant parents. So she's the first generation. So she also did tell me that like up until, I don't remember, like college or high school, there are certain things that she used to say, like, for example, Irvine, just a location. Her parents would pronounce it in a different way, but she thought that this is the way how you say it, so she would kept saying a different pronunciation. I forget how she pronounced it, but so she told me even now she has to be very mindful or carefully say it, otherwise she will she said she'll slip.
Wow.
Yeah. And also like other things, even just very cultural things, like for example, I don't know if you have ever done this, like tooth fairy. Do you know what that is?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. Did you actually do that when you were little?
Yeah, they did it. I guess they learned from my, I don't know, classmate parents, but they did it.
Yeah. But then, so for those things too, like as an immigrant, I guess, mom, I didn't grow up in the States, so I have no idea what the heck I am supposed to be doing. But then she started talking about like tooth fairy, like a little envelope that she brought from her school, because for those who are listening and you have no idea what tooth fairy is, it's pretty much if you lose one of the tooth, and then you what is it? You put it in a pillow, and then the tooth fairy will take it, and then in exchange you get money or something like that, right? And I hope that's what I have been doing, and I don't know if it's okay. Okay, so and then she brought an envelope and like, oh, this is for tooth fairy, and I was like, wait, what? Tooth fairy? And I had to like go to Pinterest and just search really quick, like, what the heck am I supposed to be doing? And then she told me like, oh yeah, so and so told me if I leave a cup right next to it, and then the fairy will leave some like sparkle powder. I'm like, sparkle powder? Oh my gosh, I have to go to the dollar store for whatever, for somehow, and I have to snack those like little sparkle, I don't know, things like,
Yeah.
which one you're talking about? Like is it called sparkles, I guess? The
Spark-
powder, like a glitter powders. Yeah. So I have to like sneak, like I buy stuff and then I sneak those little pocket into the stuff and like I try to purchase it like and try, I try my best to create whatever the story that she had learned from her school friends. So anything, like any of those things, it's just so hard to figure it out as an immigrant mom too. So I'm doing my best I can.
No, you definitely are. But yeah, you're right. Even little things like that. But I think it gets a little more serious when it comes to, as you get older, when it comes to big life decisions like college or, things like that.
Yeah.
It gets a little more serious.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Like how am I supposed to choose the major? Like you have to choose that like in an early age and you have no idea what to do with it. And yeah, anything or even tuition, like that's even complicated, I'm assuming, like the FAFSA, like a financial aid.
Yeah, that's very confusing.
Yeah. And the essay, where you are really good at, just how to write a paper, right?
Exactly. Or like how to showcase yourself in the best light,
that's good.
bring out the best you to make yourself attractive to colleges and
application. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so true because I would think that maybe some Asian parents who really carry their own value, like for example, Japanese, we were told not to show off your talent or we're told to lower yourself or something like that. So if the parents are doing that education, which is, it's such a beautiful virtue, but it doesn't work in the state.
Absolutely. Oh, no, you are so on point. Or even like resumes, in the US, when you read it, you're like, who is this person? Like this person just sounds so amazing. And like doesn't even sound like me. But like if you have that value of like, oh, I have to, not show off as much, then that resume in the US is not going to work.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so anything. So you're here to serve those people. So I'm so proud of you doing this and thank you for helping all those other students who are in need of your help.
Oh, thank you so much for saying that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So where can we find your like all of the information? So because the reason why I'm asking is because there are a lot of parents listening to this podcast as well, and then they might be living in the US or other countries and they might be interested in about what you do.
Yeah. So I have a website. It's www.english-ase.net. If you're a high school student or a parent of a high school student, I have a lot of resources on how to prepare for college. I also have a sheet on vocabulary words that you need to, before you go to college, other handouts like that. And the blog, I think, would be very useful for students and parents alike.
Great. That's good. Yeah. And I will make sure to share all those links as well in my show note for those who might be driving, whatever. So if you couldn't write down all the links, don't worry, I will make sure to put that as well. And before we move on to a her confidence, her way power questions, I also want to ask you, so recently I had an opportunity to go to this San Diego Women's Week. There was a leadership conference and one of the panel questions was about different generation. And it was really cool the way how they did the panel was about, there are representatives from each generation. So we have baby boomers and then we have Gen X and then we have the millennials and we have Gen Z or Gen Y? I forget. Gen Z. Okay, so that's after millennial generation. So you are, I don't really like to put people into like one category, but based on your the year that you were born, you were millennials.
Millennial.
Millennials. And I think in US that's now like majority of the workforce, and they were born in those generation. I think it's is it around 1990s?
Yes, should be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're a millennial. So I kind of want to hear from you about just like generation difference, or have you even had some sort of, not necessarily a conflict, but just like a conflict of point of view? Like, at work, you are obviously working in within a company, like within an organization as well. Have you had a difficult time that as a millennial, did you have some sort of conflict or misunderstood or any challenges as a millennial, I guess?
Yeah, absolutely I have. So my old job, I used to be a manager of a center, and most of the people there were volunteers who were retired. So they were in their 60s, 70s. And myself being a millennial, there was a lot of disconnect. And at first, I obviously took it personally. I was thinking, oh, like, what did I do to them? Or just, I didn't understand the cause of our miscommunication. And I found out that it was generational, and I took a class on this called Intergenerational Communication.
Ooh, I'm interested in about that.
Yeah.
Ooh, cool.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
And it was just basically breaking down the different generations, what their values are, what their struggles have been, and comparing those. And so once you understand what the value of that certain generation is, you begin to understand why they do what they do.
Right.
So so what would they be called? I guess they would be, no, not baby boomers. I think I was working with the traditionalist, which is, like 1940s, 1930s people.
So one generation before baby boomers?
Yeah, one generation before baby boomer, or like, maybe some baby boomers. They were more like service oriented, detail oriented, more like not soft spoken, but just things. They were more focused on the details. For millennials, it was more just like getting your ideas out there, as fast as you can, and like this like very quick pace. And I wish I could remember a few more differences. There was a lot, but basically understanding that, for millennials, because we live in such a tech savvy age, it's all about what's new, what can we put out there that's groundbreaking, and just like this very fast paced society. And so once I understood, okay, it's just a matter of the generation that we grew up in and the differences in that, it was more easy to respect where they were coming from and the actions that they took. So then I was able to kind of walk, how would you say, like go closer to them.
Yeah.
And meet them in the middle, as opposed to saying, you're completely wrong, do it my way.
Right. Oh, such a good point. I like it. It's so hard to, I mean, like, you need to see that difference, right? But then I feel like there are so many people who are not realizing that people are changing. The way how people think it's just completely different nowadays. And it's because of so many different factors. And, like you mentioned, technology is one of the biggest one. And I think millennials are kind of like, I don't know, I'm in the middle, actually. I can be in the millennial spot, or I can be the Gen X. And I actually do connect more with Gen X because I was born in 1982. So I'm like right at that line.
Okay.
Yeah. But then so many people just don't understand, and the company are losing great talents because of that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because my understanding is that millennials are the one who, so Gen X is more like flexibility and work life. Well, I don't like the word work life balance, but like those are the generation, they start thinking about work life, versus millennials all about values and how you can contribute to the society.
Uh-huh.
And those are the values that they carry. Not everybody, obviously, but many people think that way. So they are the generation that they don't like. I'm talking about from like the corporate, like a business,
Yeah.
organizational situation.
Right.
Like they don't like to have lots of layers, hierarchies.
Uh-huh.
And you guys work well in some sort of like a flat organizational system where you're
Yeah.
able to express your feeling and ideas, like you said,
Yeah.
be able
Yeah.
to like seen as a person who's important, that be able to contribute to the ideas and be able to implement and all that stuff.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's why I started my own company, to be honest with you. It's because, I mean, my business, because I truly value all of that.
Yeah.
Like, I want my ideas to be executed. I'm
Mm-hmm.
creative. I want to make a difference. All of those things that you just said.
Yeah.
And that's why, yeah, I just couldn't stay in a traditional corporation like that.
Exactly. So there you go again. Maybe that company that's just lost this brilliant talent because of they're not willing to change
Yeah.
and willing to understand.
Right.
That's why it's so important for us to understand what it is. It's not that we categorize people, right? But sometimes it helps to really understand. And not everybody's going to be, even if you are the millennial generation, maybe you don't think that way neither. And that's okay too, but at least there's something, it's a map to kind of indicate, like, okay, where does she sit, where does she stand, and how can I work with this person?
Mm-hmm,
So it's all about really individualizing, anything to do with like leadership and coaching and all that stuff. Like you really have to understand the person, but at the same time, you kind of need some sort of guidance. So this is the guidance as well. And then Gen Z, what I have learned is that they want a lot of opportunities. Like they just want to given a tasks that is more than just the entry levels, because again, they grew up with the smartphones, right? So for them, like for us, having a computer and be able to work from home is like, wow, that's different, right? That's our generation. And then millennials and then Gen X, it's like working home, having a computer, that's normal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like they haven't really seen some like a big change just yet, because they grew up in this society or already. So when I heard that story from a person from Gen X, representative, I was like, wow, I cannot believe even she said that. But it's a fact. There's something cool came up just yet, because they had that already.
And also, I think it's so interesting because, like, I think the trend nowadays is like hustling isn't cool anymore.
No.
Working hard isn't cool. Working efficiently.
Yeah, working smart.
Working smart, working with a purpose is the way to go.
Right.
And I would say, for baby boomers and Gen X, hard work was everything.
Yeah. Put your sleeve up and just do as much as you can, right?
Do as you can, yeah. So then there's obviously going to be a disconnect when you have people who are on two different spectrums like that. Yeah.
Yep. That's why I'm so glad that I'm talking to you today, and really not just me saying it, but just to have a validation that it is actually true. So thank you. Yeah. Thank you so much. All right. So I think it's time for me to ask you some Heart Confidence, Heart Way Power questions. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
All right. So the first question that I have is about confidence. How would you define your own self-confidence, and how are you building your own?
So to me, First and foremost, self-confidence means to not look to anyone else for approval. Knowing that you're enough, knowing that only your approval of yourself is what matters, and then taking action or doing something out of that place. But recently, I also realized that's great.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we all want to have self-confidence all the time, but like honestly, I don't. I don't have it all the time.
Right.
And so I realized that self-confidence also has an aspect of like accepting yourself no matter how you feel, no matter where you are in life, no matter what circumstance you're in. Um, Even in the moments that we don't feel confident or aren't feeling our best, to be able to like look at ourselves and say, you know what? Your emotions are valid. I hear you. I'm here for you. I've got your back. I think to be able to say that in any situation is real confidence. And I'm, working to be able to get to that place.
Oh, so good. Oh, so good. Thank you. All right. So, next question. What is your gifted talent and how are you using it?
I think my gifted talent is um, that I'm a natural mentor or
Mm-hmm.
coach.
Mm-hmm.
I love to share what I know. I love to guide people who are a few years behind me in my experiences. I'm also a self-starter. I'm highly creative, and I like to make decisions, call the shots, all the
Yeah.
things that
Yeah.
make a millennial, all of those things. So, this job that I've created for myself really allows me to incorporate all of those things. And then I'm also highly inquisitive. I
Mm.
talked about how I'm a learner.
Mm-hmm.
I always want to learn, and I will be forever a learner, but I want to know how and why things are the way they are. I want to get to the bottom, the foundation of things. So I think they all contribute to the work that I'm doing right now.
Amazing. Thank you. All
So,
right. So, moving to next. Ikigai. Have you ever heard of this term?
yes, yeah, I love
Okay.
the term.
Perfect. So,
Yeah.
so I'm just gonna ask you straight. What is your ikigai and what excites you? Like every morning, what is
Mhm.
your reason to jump out of bed?
I read this somewhere and I thought it was so beautiful, and I recite it to myself when I feel stuck. But it was God, how will you use me?
Mm,
If you're not religious, you can change that to how can I be of service?
mm-hmm.
But I think there's so much power in knowing that you have something to give in the world, and that by you showing up using your gifted talent, you are helping someone, you are helping the world. And that takes away from like me, which,
Right. Mm-hmm.
I easily get into that place of like, how is this serving me? Or like, what am I getting it out of it? But it's, bringing it back to not yourself,
Mm-hmm.
saying, how can I be of service to other people? That one is really good. And then another thing that I found online, someone said to imagine someone finding me when they needed my message the most.
Oh yes. Mm-hmm.
Is Yeah, and I feel like you could definitely resonate with that because that's exactly what you do. But it's like, with what I put out there in the world, there is someone who's going to find my message, my work, my service, and they're going to feel heard. They're going to feel understood. They're going to feel guided. And honestly, just imagining that makes me want to, show up and do more, serve more.
Yeah. Oh, so good. You
Yeah,
speak, yeah, you and I speak a very, very similar
we
or
do.
even yet the same language.
Yeah, I mean
Oh.
that's why I love you so much.
Oh my gosh, thank you. Like I'm so happy
Oh,
who
thank
would just understand me and also use the same message and share that with other people. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
oh,
All
thank
right.
you.
So this is my last question.
Okay.
How would you like to say, or what would you like to say to women who are listening to this podcast who are just wanting to live a purposeful and meaningful life? What kind of advice would you give?
I mean, like I said, I'm no expert, and it's not that I have confidence all the time, but recently I decided that as long as I'm improving and as long as I'm doing something that, maybe I was scared to before, or maybe, I was, maybe I wasn't able to, or I didn't have the skills to do before. If I'm doing that now, and if I'm improving continuously, then that's enough, and that's purpose enough for me. And I think with over time, by doing that, I can find confidence, I can find purpose and meaning. But, just showing up consistently and improving, I think that really is the purpose for me.
Thank you so much. That was just such a beautiful message, and I completely 100% agree. So thank you so much. Yeah. All right. Well, that's all the questions that I have. Is there anything else that you wanted to share that I didn't ask you, that you didn't have the opportunity to say?
No, I think that's it. I mean, just, one last time, I think you are so amazing. I love the message behind your brand and everything that you stand for. And I just, can't wait to see where you go with this and all the women that you're going to be helping and connecting with. So thank you for having me.
Oh my gosh. I just for the record, I didn't ask Ayumi to say this. And thank you. That is so nice. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. All right. Well, then have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
There you have it. I hope you had enjoyed my conversation with Ayumi. あゆみさんとのインタビューどうでしたか？インスピレーションたっぷりぎっしり入ったエピソードでしたね。I really love when she said, how can I be of service? And just imagine someone's just waiting for you to use your gifted talent so that someone can be helped. Someone can be served by your gift. It's just so powerful. Just showing up every day, and just every day by doing, you're improving. And I want you to really understand that every single one of you guys have a gifted talent. So find it, that's first. If you find it, own it, that's second step. And then step 3, use it. Use your gift and serve others. That's just, I don't know. I feel good by saying yes too, because that's totally my passion, and I want to help you too. And if you are on fire, if your inner power switch is on, I want you to join for this free challenge to make your own vision board. I want you to join. So make sure you are signing up for my newsletter. 皆さんのこの体の中でなんかパワーが湧いてきたなと思った方は、ぜひビジョンボード一緒に作りましょう。皆さんの、ビジョンボードを作るこのチャレンジですねは、私の E メールのニュースレターから登録ができます。なので、ニュースレターの登録をして、もしこのエピソードを6月の10日以降に聞いている方は、必ず私の方に直接メッセージ DM または herconfidenceherway@gmail.com に E メールしてくれれば、You can still join, okay? Don't give up. Just like Ayumi said, show up, okay? Remember, you are enough, and you're here for a reason with your gifted talent. You matter to the world, so don't limit yourself. And get out there and start living your own life. 今のままのあなたで十分です。